Whistle Pig has an ultra expensive 15-year straight rye whiskey from Canada. Is it good enough to justify the price? If you want to find out, then stick around. So we have to tell them about the source of the bottle so they know whether or not we'll be biased. And we did pay for this bottle.
Did we?
We did, yeah. So I was at the liquor store. They offered a bundle that included this bottle and E.H. Taylor barrel proof bourbon.
Okay.
Which is my third favorite bourbon of all time, and I didn't get one this year. And I had asked somebody how much they cost on the secondary, and the bundle price was about the secondary price of the E.H. Taylor barrel proof.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, we could do a free Whistle Pig.
Basically free.
Basically, I used my wife's like shopping logic to justify the purchase. And so we got this 15-year. All right, so the story behind this whiskey is kind of interesting. Raj Bhakta was the founder. And his idea was he wanted to make estate whiskey so that everything came from the 1,200-acre estate that they had bought. They were going to grow the trees that they made into the barrels, grow all the grains, everything. And people kind of know who he was because he was on The Apprentice with Donald Trump, and he ended up getting kicked off for trying to get fresh with Donald Trump's assistant. And then he was sued out of the Whistle Pig company by some of the other investors because they didn't like how he was running things. Then he ran for Congress as a ultra-conservative, and he wanted to make a big grand statement. That's just kind of his personality. And he rented an elephant in Mexico and rode an elephant across the Texas-Mexico border while a mariachi band played to show that there was no security. He ended up not winning his seat in Congress. And then later he started, where did I put it? Bacta Spirits.
Oh.
And it has a very beautiful Art Deco bottle. But yeah, so that's kind of the storied history behind the Whistle Pig brand. Now, this particular whiskey is distilled in Canada. So chances are it's Alberta, Canada. There's a lot of whiskey that can be sourced out of Alberta, Canada. And it's a whole lot less expensive to buy Alberta, Canada rye than it is to buy U.S. rye. I know that because we bottle one. Our 12-year rye is from Alberta, Canada, for the Prideful Goat.
Super yummy.
Yeah, but it's this one is obviously bottled by Whistle Pig. It's 15-year, and the SKU is 15-year estate oak rye, and that's because they put that Alberta, Canada rye into barrels that were made from oak trees that were grown on the estate. So this is kind of an expression that's part of the original vision for Whistle Pig, even though they didn't make the whiskey. Obviously, it's aged 15 years. It's 92 proof. The SRP is $279.99.
Roham.
That's how much it costs at Total Wine right now. The bottle size is 750 ml. So what do you say we taste it up?
Sure.
Now, I specifically asked you not to taste this before we started filming because I wanted to get your honest reaction on this.
Let's see.
Since you're such a rye lover.
I am. Like I need to make a space for
It's really light on the nose. But it has a very, very distinct note on the nose.
What on earth is that? Hold on, don't tell me. I have to make all the connections.
Yeah.
Because my brain is going obscure first.
There's a very, prominent note that is in the kit.
That's in the kit.
That's not totally unheard of for rye whiskey.
Because you know how sometimes I joke, I was like, hey, you know how my great grandma lived in an old musty house next to a gas station?
Yeah. This?
smells like her basement. So it's got petrol and musty grandma and cold, damp basement.
Okay. Getting any dill?
You always say that about like.
The dill is strong with this one.
I don't.
There is also petrol, like a chemicalized, like.
Okay, I can see the dill when I smell this.
Yeah,
I get the dill.
The only flavor in this whiskey that is even remotely close to any other rye whiskey that you've had is the dill note, which is typically not everyone's favorite, right?
By the way, if this ever happens to you when you're smelling your aroma kit,
and you have fingernails, you might be in trouble.
If you have fingernails, you have to ask someone else to pick it up.
Yeah, there we go.
It comes disconnected, and then you gotta.
I think I'm screwing them down too hard.
Yeah, probably. It's really more dill than petrol.
But there is petrol note in there.
I mean, you're right about the dill, but like, I am right about my sweet Grandma Wilson's little house in Iowa.
So
if any of y'all get a chance to go. See, that's something.
This whiskey has a flavor in it that it tastes like a cleaning agent. Mm-hmm. It tastes like I don't know what it would be. It's a little pine sol-esque.
Pickle fabuloso.
Yeah, it's like a pickle pine sol. Like if you replace the pine with pickle, and you made a pine sol.
Let's look at the pine. It's so weird. Like this is really baking my noodle that I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the tasting note was that I said when I first tried it. It's a little bit of
pine and dill. I feel like for sure.
It reminds me a little bit of green olive juice.
Ew.
Taste it and see if you get some green olive juice.
Green olives.
Very little, like a green olive juice with dill and a cleaning agent. So would you rate this one a Gipper or a Noper?
Okay. For me and my palate, it is an absolutely do not ever pour that for me again.
Ever again.
Ever.
I typically don't go below 70 on
It's a $279 bottle. That costs more than your face, Pappy.
I know. I would rate this one in the 20 to 40 point range. This is unquestionably the worst whiskey I have ever had that was bottled by a nationally known producer. There is no question. This is the
But
worst.
it's perfect for people that like weird though.
There is. This should not have been bottled. This shouldn't be sold. It shouldn't be sold for $279.99.
You should be careful.
This is the worst whiskey I have ever had.
No, he retracts that statement for all legal liability reasons.
I can say what I want. The only whiskey that I've had that I disliked almost as much was that terrible bottle of Pappy 20 that we had.
Oh.
And it only...
Thank you for not saying the celebrity whiskey of the man that I still want to have on our podcast. Don't say it.
I said from a nationally known brand. I have had worse whiskeys from small craft producers. There's one famous example of a celebrity whiskey that I was like, oh my God, who allowed you to do this? This is atrocious.
I have this stuff on my fingers.
But I'm talking like, this is bad. Really bad. Like, I don't even know what to do with this.
There might be a place for it somewhere in someone's lives, but not in mine.
No. Now, having said all that, buyer pass, strong pass, passed twice, help other people pass.
Don't help other people pass.
If you know somebody who's thinking about buying this, please stop them.
No, send them to us and we'll give them a sample first. In the spirit of let people like what they like, clearly there's an entire team of people out in the world that loved that and thought it was weird and lovely and put it in a bottle and want to bring it to the world. So for those people, we are holding space and letting them like what they like, and we are not condemning anyone.
Yeah.
If you want to buy this whiskey, and don't let your friends talk crap. Why are you supporting that? That's not what we do.
It's just.
But this whiskey is not for me.
Yeah. Now, that having said, we do love
Alfa Romeo
Whistle
is for
Pig.
me.
We love Whistle Pig.
I'm pouring the Alfa Romeo right now.
Let's give away this whiskey so that people can try it.
I want people to try it and compare it to other whiskey.
Let's also give away some of the Whistle Pigs that we love.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
All right, so
because there's some. Okay, can I tell the story about this Whistle Pig?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have time?
Sure.
So I brought this to an event, and there was a room that had a bunch of whiskey in it, and I go and pour this Alfa Romeo for myself. And I think we should come up with a term for that when men talk down to women about whiskey and make them feel small.
I think it's just mansplaining.
It should be something worse than mansplaining. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. We're going to come up with something, and then we're going to coin it. We're all going to use it. Okay, it's trending. So I poured this whiskey, and now keep in mind, I brought this bottle of Alfa Romeo to this event, and this guy goes, "Sweetie, you're going to want to taste that before you do a full pour because I'm not sure you're going to like it." And I was like, this is my damn bottle. I brought it myself and it's fine. And then
Well, yeah. He should have learned his lesson. All right, so let's talk about the giveaway.
I'm out of lessons. But
so we are going to give away samples to 5 winners.
yes,
Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
And so we're going to give away 1 ounce of these 3 bottles. So one is Lindsey's favorite Whistle Pig.
Yes.
Which is Alfa Romeo.
And you are welcome to not like it as much as Randy doesn't like that.
Okay.
You might not like it.
The other 2 are single barrel selects that my whiskey club, Someone Say Whiskey, picked when they actually went to the Whistle Pig estate. I didn't get to go on that trip. But don't get me wrong. I've loved Whistle Pig products since I found them. This is just...
it is outside your comfort zone.
No, it's bad. Okay.
It is outside your comfort zone.
Yeah,
it is good for someone.
So if you want to enter to win, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to be notified of future content and future giveaways. And of course, you have to go below the playhead on YouTube, get into the video description, find the link that says free giveaway, fill out the web form. We will randomize it, post the results publicly for accountability, reach out to the winner, get your address, and send you your samples absolutely for free.
Look at you.
And if you want to support this channel, we have 3 ways. Patreon, which is great. We do a lot of cool stuff in there. Whiskey curated trips. We have merch, amazing merch that she curated. And third, we run a real estate business together. And if you need real estate services in Dallas or the Houston metro areas, you should hit us up. So if this is your first time tuning in, we'd love to tell you a little bit about our show philosophy. We are about bringing people together. We lost a loved one to suicide that was missing some social connections in his life. And in the aftermath, I started to see how whiskey was bringing people together and creating those kinds of connections. So I thought maybe if I got you connected to whiskey, the whiskey would do the rest of the job and get you connected to others. So we started a forum to help facilitate connections, and we don't allow any of the negative troll behavior in there. We see some trolls online that like to say hateful things to strangers. So we created an environment that didn't have it, and it's gone so successfully that we were able to start a suicide prevention and intervention nonprofit called livestayproject.org. And all of that is administered in Bourbon Real Talk community, which you can find on Facebook for free. Those trolls also taught us a valuable lesson, and that is that if they can hate somebody online, we can love somebody online. And that's why we end every episode the same way, and that's this. If you woke up this morning and you're unsure whether or not anyone loved you, just know that we love you. And we'll see you next time on Bourbon Real Talk. Cheers. Well, guess what? That's not making it into the outtakes then, because I look stupid. Although I may put that part in with no context just for fun. Something about this makes me want to rock jock everything.
Time to whistle up this big. Yeah. Good call. Lindsey coming in clutch. Yeah.
A super expensive is super expensive.
Stupid expensive.
Stupid. But I do like rice.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't wait for you to do this one. Don't taste it yet. Don't taste it yet.
Why?
Just taste it live on camera. It's going to be great. Don't taste it yet.
What are you sipping? I did Alfa Romeo. That's yummy too. Alpha's still my favorite. What am I going to do when I don't have it anymore? Are you going to have to do a lychee-infused Prideful Goat?
Yeah, bro.
TPG.